Did you want me to just start talking or what?
I think you should just go over the type that you have or the types that you have.
Okay.
Mine was more generalized, and I did have a couple of panic attacks, but
Right. All right, well, okay, so not me being too long-winded, basically when I was 23, I had moved to Las Vegas. Got to Vegas, money situation was, when I got out there, I only had about $1,500, $2,000. At the time, I had a place to stay. I was just going to get on my feet. So, real quick, that $2,000 in Vegas went quick. Fast.
15 or 200? 2,000.
I said between 15 to
Oh.
2,000. I can't remember the exact amount. But I saved up, man. So, anyways, me and my cousin, you know what I mean? We was out there. I had a place to stay. He was in the military. So everything, as far as the travel to get there, all that was pretty much covered as far as the furniture and everything. I just had to get out there. So got there. I think within the first few months, that money kind of dwindled out. And I started to really be like, yo, I got to get this figured out because I can't be out here without no money. And
needing a date.
None of that, man. Like, that ain't gonna work. So I started to get stressed out, you know, and I was stressing probably a little too much. I was drinking a whole lot of soda at the time, a lot of Sprite, not Sprite, whatever soda had a lot of caffeine, huh?
Mountain
Dew, real caffeinated sodas, right? And energy drinks, all that, staying up late, working on music and stuff. All right, so fast forward from that. What ended up happening is I started like one night in the middle of the night, I felt my heart beating kind of funny. I'm like, what am I beating like that for? And then, so then now I'm aware of my heartbeat and I'm like, I don't like the way that's doing that. Then I felt like kind of struggling to breathe a little bit. I instantly go in my cousin's room, knock on his door like, hey man, I'm having a heart attack. He was like, man, go sit down somewhere. You straight? You ain't having no heart attack. I'm like, yeah, man, I can't breathe. As I'm talking to him, I can't breathe, man. Like that, right? So he like, man, you straight. Then I did everything that I wasn't supposed to do. I Googled it. I Googled what was going on with me. Mm-hmm. And so when I Googled, the first thing popped up was heart attack. I was like, hey, now I went back to his room. I was like, hey, I'm having a heart attack. He was like, so he get out the bed because he was going to sleep. He gets out the bed. He come in there like, you all right, man? I'm like, man, I'm struggling. I can't catch my breath, man. I don't know why I'm tripping. So he went and go get me some water. Like, I'm going to get you some water. So he calls the 911. He on the phone with them. He hands me the water. He's on the phone with them. And he's telling them what's going on with me. They're like, okay, what's the problem? He's like, he's having a hard time breathing. They think he's having a heart attack. And they said, okay, well, whatever you do, don't give him no water. He had already gave me the water. And I overheard him. I said, oh, I'm drinking the water now. I'm like, oh, I'm going to die, man. I'm going to drown. So I'm going to drown because I'm, you know.
My cheeks hurt.
I figured I was dying. So the paramedics came. They came in and did an EKG right on the spot. It was like, man, you straight, man. Just go to sleep. I'm like, okay. Like, you probably just, man, the soda, the caffeine, man. They said, if you have it happen, another episode, just call us next time. We'll take you down. So 2 days later, after that, I was on crazy alert. Like, everything about me had shifted. At that moment, I was no longer the same person. I was so hyper aware of my heart, my body, to the point where 2 days later, I was like, I'm having another panic attack. But I didn't know it was panic attack. I'm thinking I'm having another heart attack. I'm like, yo, something ain't right. I am dying. I'm in the extremes with it. And so they come out this time. Paramedics come out this time. And they said, we got to take you down because you called us twice. We got to take you this time. They said, everything looks to be okay, but we got to take you. So they put me up on the stretcher. My cousin and somebody else was over there. They looking at me on the stretcher. They laughing at me. Paramedics got mad like, this is not a funny matter. Paramedics about to try to yoke my cousin and them up. They about to scrap in there. He was like, yeah, man, this ain't a funny matter. Don't be laughing at this man. You don't know what's going on. It was like, yeah, you right. So they took me out on the stretcher. Like I was like, what's that movie with the guy? Is it not me, myself, and Irene? What's the movie where he got his zipper? He got his meat stuck in the zipper.
Oh, so there's something about Mary.
Yeah, and he walk, and he's on the stretcher, and he's giving like the thumbs up as he's walking. Yeah, that's basically. Yeah. That's basically what I was doing on my way into the ambulance. So we go down to the hospital that night, and they let me go, and said, "You're okay, but we want to have you go get seen, checked by a doctor." After I went to the doctor, man, he's like, "Yeah, you're having panic, constant panic. Can't stop panic, so we're going to give you some Xanax and stuff like that. Keep you cool, calm down." Xanax helped me out, but it just didn't last long enough. And I was in my mind at that point where I was like, yo, I'm tripping. So long story short, after that happened in 2010. I have still had anxiety since 2010. It's 2020 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a long time.
Before that anxiety attack, I can remember how I thought, my mind, how my mind was, how I never was analyzing my body the way I analyze it now. I never paid it any attention. I never tried to. Like, it was almost like it was a hard thing to do. Now it's so easy for me to be aware of everything, to how my feet tingle, to
my foot to sleep.
Yeah, to everything.
I'm having a heart attack.
So I'm nowhere near where I was back then. I have done so much self help to get me to where I am now, where
and
I can
Googling.
function. Yeah, I function way better. And I hadn't been on medication in a while. I was on medication maybe 4 years ago for a brief time because I had an episode where I needed some assistance with kind of relaxing. But I had suffered, and I'm not gonna say I suffer now, even though I struggle with it from time to time. I'm not gonna say I have a disorder because I want to think positive. You know what I mean? I want to be like, you know what I mean? I suffer from it from time to time, but I ain't bad. That's how I want to, that's how I want to spend it. But generalized anxiety for sure is one I've dealt with. I think that's what I still currently deal with to this day. I have anxiety every day. It could be from me working on projects to my music, getting stuff done, being organized, all kind of things that interacts with my day can cause me to be anxious, and it'll impact my day.
Don't I know it?
Panic. I don't think I have full-blown panic attacks on that level all the time, but I do feel like I still suffer from. I'm not scared of it. I'll put it that way. I'm aware of it. I know when my body is tripping, but I'm not scared of the panic attacks because I know what's happening with my body to the point now I know what's going on. I need to relax, chill out. It's still uncomfortable. I can't always control it. It's gonna do what it's gonna do, but I suffer from that from time to time.
How about you elaborate on that part? The panic attacks.
Panic attacks.
And the
so,
fight or flight.
All right. This is hopefully some information that'll help somebody else that may be suffering from anxiety. Okay. First things first, you are never alone in this situation. I'm going to tell you the best advice I can give you is when you think you are the only person that's ever experienced what you're experiencing with your body, that's an absolute lie. I thought that nobody can understand what my body was feeling like. Even though everyone was telling me I was straight, I was cool, and it's just me, I need to relax, it's my mind, it's how I think. Nah, fam, I'm hurting, something ain't right, but your mind can do some of the craziest things, and you really got to get into a lot of things about yourself with that. But I'll go into like some of the symptoms, the fight or flight stuff like you were talking about. So what happens with, and I'm sure people that have suffered from it severely have already Googled all this stuff and looked into it, but just for the person that either is thinking that I'm not that bad or it's not that big a deal,
or undiagnosed yet,
or right, the fight or flight thing, what happens, your brain, your mind, your body, like when you sense true fear, like say you go outside and there's a lion outside your house, you're gonna be fearful at that point. So now you like, do I stay here and fight this lion or do I run away? Depending on what you decide to do, your body then prepares itself for whatever you're gonna do. If you're going to flee, then your body starts to try to release certain things in the body. Like if you know you suffer from anxiety, you probably somebody that urinates and poops a lot. You might have a lot of issues with your bowel system and your stomach, because whenever you want to flee something, the body has to get light. It needs to lighten up. And the way it lightens up is it gets rid of waste and stuff in your body. So that's why you have constant issues with your stomach, constant issues with peeing and all that crap.
So if you guys remember anything from movies, sometimes when people get nervous, they poop.
Yeah.
Or if they have like a gun put to their head, sometimes you see them and like they wet themselves.
They wet themselves.
So that's kind of in relation to that.
That's exactly good example, babe. So you got that situation, and with that there are other things. So when you are fighting and you're not a person that wants to flee, then your eyesight, like you have to, your body prepares itself for certain things. So your vision gets tunnel vision, like you're looking at the threat. So everything else doesn't matter in your vision. Your body is kind of like, okay, we don't need to see all these other things. You need to focus on this one particular thing that's in front of you, which is the fear. So that's how your eye vision, not your eye vision. That's how your vision can start to be a little bit blurred, a little bit funny, a little bit different, and you suffer from other things like derealization and stuff like that. Derealization to me is probably one of the worst of the symptoms that you feel. Derealization makes you feel like you're absolutely outside of your body. You know, you don't feel like you're present. It feels like you're in a film. It's like a film or fog over top of your eyes, and you can't you feel like you're participating, but it's weird. It's a weird sensation. Now, folks, these are all sensations that can happen from anxiety. I am being straight up with you. When people think that anxiety is a joke, anyone that, in my opinion, that has suffered from it or does suffer from it daily, these are strong individuals. These are people that can deal with a lot, because it takes a lot to deal with that on a daily basis and not lose your mind, fam. Straight up. I don't suffer from derealization like I have, but I only dealt with that whenever there was a huge episode for me. Like if I had a big problem, and that's maybe only happened in the course of 10 years, maybe 3 or 4 times. So it doesn't happen all the time, but if it does, I know my anxiety is extremely high, right? So anyways, that's kind of what you deal with when you're dealing with the fight or flight response and some of the symptoms and stuff like that like you're gonna
panic
feel.
Attack and anxiety.
Yeah, and what I suffer from is mostly the panic stuff and the generalized anxiety, not the other stuff. The other stuff really don't do nothing with me. Social anxiety, not really. Yeah, I don't think so. Not too much. I was a little anxious about the show, like when we first started to film the show. So filming the show for me, it was like, I'm a little anxious about that, how that's gonna come across, because it's not something that I do. It's almost like a little bit of a fear, getting in front of the camera and stuff.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Like going live, gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
Like Facebook Live, IG Live, like that kind of stuff gives me anxiety, because to me it shouldn't, because it's something so small.
Right.
But it's kind of like I don't even understand why, but. Yeah, because I'm not going to say I'm so private, but I only share my life with a small group of people.
Right.
It's like putting yourself out there, I think, for a lot of people. I think for a lot of people, you can kind of get anxious or feel some kind of way just doing that. For some people, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. We're just having fun. We're just doing whatever. So, hello, my mom goes live on Facebook all the time, and it's just like, hey, she's got it in your face, and it's like, oh my God, Mom, stop. Yeah, but no. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I do. I mean, even now, I still feel like, live.
But that's part of it.
I need
like
a friend with me in the room.
well, that's part of it. I think the good thing is being honest about it, and at the same time conquering whatever that fear is. I think by us starting the podcast, it opened up a lot for me. Where I was like, okay, I could do this. It ain't really that much. But getting up to it, I would sabotage myself every time if I could to not do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So this is a big thing for me, you guys, for sure, man. I appreciate you guys listening to the channel, checking it out. I mean, this is a serious topic for me, so y'all really getting a chance to know me, because I don't talk about. I don't ever get this deep. I don't even talk to my folks like this deep. When I say my folks, I mean like, I talk to them about it, but I don't really go into like, I'm talking about like my cousins and my grandparents. I don't go in that deep on that. My mom, my dad, yeah, we talk about it because they dealt with it with me. But other than that, this is like, I mean, y'all are extension of my family. That's how I look at it. So y'all definitely getting the chance to really know us, know me, all the stuff that goes into what we do. And but in regards to anxiety, man, hopefully this is something that can inspire you guys to realize that you ain't really dealing with it by yourself. It's so many resources out there to help people that's suffering from it. It's not even funny. Like, I done so much research and so many trials. I'm gonna give y'all some stuff that y'all can do. That's really what this is about. It's kind of let you know what I've dealt with, but just give you some straight up sources to help you cope when it's like crazy. You don't feel like you got any options. I'm gonna tell you guys some stuff that you can do.
If you haven't gone to the doctor, or you don't want to go to the doctor, maybe try some of it out. Yeah. But I would recommend going to see a physician if none of it helps.
Oh yeah, straight up, no doubt.
Definitely try to figure out the source of your anxiety, because that helped you a lot.
Yep, source of the anxiety is a big thing, man. And you might have to go see somebody to figure that out. You might can't figure that out on your own. I like to kind of just look at myself like a project and figure my own self out.
He's definitely a self-help person.
So,
sometimes to his detriment.
Yeah. Like, I know it's certain things I should just deal with a professional on and help me see it from a different perspective. And that's the positive thing about going to someone to actually talk to them about. A
therapist or a physician.
Yeah. Because
psychiatrist, psychologist.
Yeah, they give
you the above.
They give you a different outlook. They're not biased, so they can tell you, hey, you probably being too harsh on yourself, or they can be like, you bringing on too many projects, you're doing too much stuff. You need to kind of like organize your workflow, different things to help you out. So that's a great option. Depending on what you're dealing with, real talk, if it's like everyday anxiety, there's some simple little home remedies you can do to kind of help ease you a little bit. It's not gonna maybe get rid of everything, but it'll help you to start working on yourself. Chamomile tea is great. Tea in general is good, but stress relief tea, kava, stuff like that, drink that in the mornings. If you gotta drink that joint all day. I had periods where I drink it like 6 or 7 times a day, man.
Hard.
Yeah. So passion flower is good.
Tastes good too.
I would say get you some GABA, which is a herb that helps you with your serotonin level and stuff like that, which is good for helping you to relax, because your body produces so much serotonin, and that's usually produced after you work out. So normally when somebody works out, after they work out, they kind of got a little bit of a rest, and they feel better about themselves also. So GABA is good to help you with that, help you with your mood, all that stuff.
Working out
is great. Your image, seeing yourself in a different light is great. These are just resources that you guys can do to help out. Cold showers is crucial. People that don't like to do cold showers cold showers, what that does is it helps the stress level with your body, because your body can handle so much stress. So when you're dealing with cold water, there's kind of like a stress on the body, and the body gets used to it to the point where it starts to regulate your body temperature. All those things are real critical when it comes to anxiety and panic attacks and all that stuff. So cold shower, usually what happens, most people that are starting to suffer from an anxiety attack, they'll tell them to go take a cold shower or put a cold rag over their head or over their shoulder, over their neck, to help slow down the heart rate. Cold water will instantly do a reflex of the body has a reflex that when it feels cold water, it thinks you're underwater. So it instantly slows the heart rate down because it thinks that your body's underwater. Trust me, y'all, I ain't spitting nothing but facts. This is stuff that
gems, game.
This is stuff
mic
that
drop.
This is stuff that I've done over the years, yo. Cold showers is crucial. Instantly, when you're feeling overwhelmed, go in there and do that. Now, some of these things are tricking your mind at the moment, and that's good to just get you out of the situation for that moment. But the real issue that you got to deal with is what wifey said about what's the root cause, and you're gonna have to deal with your mind, yo. You got to change how you think. That's the, in my opinion, that's the biggest obstacle that you're gonna deal with. If you deal with, I
think you have some good resources to go through for
I
that.
got a few of them. Yeah, I got a few that I want to mention for you guys to look at real quick, and
we can also get into that after this break, and we can attack that issue, and we can also discuss what it's like to live with somebody who has anxiety.
Facts. Yeah. We can do that. You know what I mean? We'll get to some music. That way, you know, you guys get a little break from the anxiety right quick. Listen to some music.
We don't want you to get anxiety talking about anxiety.
Yeah. But this is for real. This episode, honestly, it may not be for everyone to watch, but it's really for those people, in my opinion, that may be suffering from anxiety or just negative thoughts or just thoughts in general currently right now, uncertainties, all kind of stuff, and you just feeling overwhelmed and you don't really know where some of these things are coming from. So This is really what this episode is about. So hopefully this touches some people.
If not all of you, because you might have a friend right now who is telling you that they feel like this, and you have no idea, and they have no idea.
Exactly.
And you might be able to drop game on them.
No doubt. So
it's for everybody.
Yeah, straight up. That's true. That's true. All right, y'all. Well, let's do some more music, and when we come back, we'll chop it up a little bit more on certain things you can do and some more gems I'm gonna drop for y'all. So, all right, we'll see y'all in a minute.
So I just need another one.